Let's get right into it. Number 10. The "Did I leave the stove on" demon. Ever sit down to rest, feeling cozy under a blanket, ready to finally relax, and your brain suddenly screams, "Wait, did you leave the stove on?" Yeah, that's not just forgetfulness. That's a full-blown safety check overload. It's like your brain turns into a hyper-caffeinated security guard who's watched too many disaster movies and hasn't slept in 3 days. Every quiet moment becomes a possible emergency. The house might be burning down right now, it whispers helpfully. A calm brain says, "All done, time to chill." But a worried brain, it panics like, "Abandon the couch, the house is on fire." You might double-check the front door, then double-check that you double-checked. Then halfway through your movie, your brain pokes you again. What if you didn't actually turn the knob all the way this time? You think, "I remember locking it, but what if I imagined it?" This isn't because you're careless or silly. Nope. It's because your brain hates uncertainty. It fears the idea of something going wrong and not being able to fix it. It starts predicting disasters like a weather app stuck on tornado. The real damage? You waste energy, time, and peace of mind. You retrace steps, walk back home, touch the stove, stare at it. Maybe even take a photo to prove it's off. You're not living, you're doing laps for imaginary crises. And it's exhausting. So if silence suddenly becomes a breeding ground for doubts, it might not be forgetfulness. It might be your brain screaming, "Let's prevent every possible disaster, even the imaginary ones." It's trying to protect you. But sometimes it's like fighting raccoons just to check a light switch. Number 9. The Phantom Noise Orchestra. Ever been sitting quietly, maybe reading a book or scrolling your phone, and suddenly, you swear, you hear someone say your name. You pause, listen, look around. No one's there. This isn't madness. You're not losing your mind. This is what psychologists call an auditory misfire, when your brain thinks it hears something that isn't real. It's like your brain gets bored of the silence and decides to grab a violin and conduct a full creepy concert with invisible instruments. Welcome to the Phantom Noise Orchestra, where the music is spooky, the whispers are suspicious, and the concert never sells tickets. A calm, grounded brain hears silence and finds peace. A jumpy, overstimulated brain hears the fridge pop, a floorboard creak, a faraway voice whispering, "Hey." You freeze, your eyes widen. Wait, did someone just call me? Maybe you even respond out loud, "Hello." No shame, we've all done it. People hear sounds that aren't real not because they're haunted or broken, but because the brain hates emptiness. It craves patterns meaning something, so it starts filling in the blanks like a kid doodling on a white wall with crayons. The orchestra's sneaky little trick. It turns totally normal sounds, like the hum of the AC or a settling wall, into creepy little moments that make you question reality. Suddenly, your peaceful bedroom feels like a scene from a low-budget horror movie. The real-life consequence. You might tiptoe around your own home, armed with a spoon, ready to battle a ghost who turns out to be your cat sneezing. So next time you hear your name in the silence, don't panic. It's probably not spirits. It's just your brain saying, "Silence is boring, let's mess things up a bit." Number 8. The "Why am I like this" spiral. Ever just be minding your business, doing dishes, lying in bed, and suddenly your brain says, "Hey, remember that super awkward thing you said 10 years ago?" Yeah, out of nowheres. This isn't just a memory popping up. This is full-blown shame time travel. Your brain drags you back to that one horrible, cringy second and hits replay like it's your most requested song. It's like your brain becomes a sadistic DJ spinning your greatest hits of regret. Track 1, that weird handshake from 2012. Track 2, the time I tried to be funny and everyone went silent. Track 3, that email I shouldn't have sent. A calm brain shrugs and says, "Yep, that was awkward, but it's over." A guilt-ridden brain cranks up the volume and whispers, "Let's relive that moment again and again forever." You might be brushing your teeth and suddenly freeze thinking, "Why did I even say that at Jessica's birthday party?" No one remembers it but you, but your brain, oh, it keeps the receipts. People don't spiral like this because they love pain. They do it because the brain thinks, "If I rehearse this mistake enough, I won't mess up again." Nice idea, terrible execution. The real-world side effect. You walk around with waves of second-hand embarrassment for yourself. So if silence sends you into regret reruns, you're not broken. You're just caught in your brain's weird version of self-improvement, one cringe at a time. Number 7. The Existential Pop Quiz. Ever just be sitting on the couch, enjoying a quiet evening when bam, your brain hits you with, "What's the point of any of this?" You were just trying to fold laundry, maybe drink some tea. Now suddenly you're mentally floating through space, wondering if free will is real. This isn't simple curiosity. This is meaning-seeking panic, your brain's emergency drill for questions with no answers. It's like your mind transforms into a tired philosopher who forgot his coffee, misplaced his glasses, and now questions everything from the comfort of your living room. A peaceful brain says, "Ah, a moment of stillness." An anxious brain screams, "What if my entire existence is a cosmic accident?" You might catch yourself thinking, am I really doing what I'm supposed to in life? Am I happy or just distracted? And just like that, your afternoon snack becomes a spiritual crisis. People don't spiral into this because they're deeply enlightened. They do it because when the noise stops, the big questions finally get airtime. And the pop quiz never asks easy stuff like, what's 2 plus 2? It skips straight to, who are you really? The consequence? You go from relaxing on your couch to staring into the middle distance like the main character in an art film. Cue slow music and a single tear. So if silence makes your brain ask, what is the meaning of life? You're not weird. You're just human, and your brain really needs a hobby. Number 6. The what-if horror theaters. Ever been sitting in total peace, maybe sipping coffee, scrolling your phone, and suddenly, your brain shows you a vivid image of something terrible happening to someone you love? You didn't ask for that mental movie, you didn't buy a ticket. But here it comes anyway. A full-blown horror film directed by your own imagination, starring your mom, your partner, your dog, and disaster. This isn't evil, this is fear rehearsal. Your brain thinks it's helping, running emergency drills for situations that haven't happened and probably never will. A calm brain says they're okay, no need to panic. But a fear-driven brain whispers, what if today's the day something goes wrong? You might sit there suddenly stiff thinking, why did I just picture my brother in a car crash? It feels awful, intrusive, even shameful, but it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your brain loves to prepare. People don't do this because they're twisted. They do it because the brain thinks imagining the worst will soften the blow if it ever happens. The side effect? You find yourself texting just checking in at suspiciously regular intervals like every hour. You're not obsessed, you're not dark. You're a human with a powerful imagination and a brain that's trying to bubble wrap the people you love. So if silence makes your mind conjure up tragic scenes, it's not a flaw. It's your brain's weird way of saying, I care too much, and I'm panicking creatively. Number 5. Does they all hate me vibe. Ever sit in total silence and out of nowhere your brain whispers, what if everyone's just being nice to you because they have to? This isn't just a passing worry. This is validation withdrawal, like emotional caffeine crash but for self-worth. It's like your brain suddenly becomes an awkward teen standing alone at a school dance, holding a soda and scanning the room for signs of rejection. A confident brain says, I'm okay, not everyone texts all the time. But a panicked brain says, they probably saw your message and chose not to reply because you're annoying. You might find yourself scrolling through past conversations, zooming in on a K instead of okay, wondering if they're mad at you. People don't do this because they're clingy or broken. They do it because the brain needs signals, and silence is like static. The mind fills in that blank space with worst-case scenarios. The result, you become a part-time emoji decoder and overthink every punctuation mark like it's a clue in a crime scene. So if quiet moments make you question your friendships, it's not neediness. It's your brain confusing absence of feedback with rejection. Number 4. The brain circus of doom. Ever try to sit down, close your eyes, and just relax? But your brain suddenly floods you with 20 random, stressful thoughts all at once. This isn't just distraction. This is full-on mental chaos, like a circus where every clown is yelling at the same time and juggling flaming torches. It's like your brain turned into a noisy carnival, but instead of fun, it's just stress and confusion everywhere. A calm, focused mind says, time to rest. An anxious mind spins a wild wheel of what-ifs. What if I forgot something? What if I fail? What if something terrible happens? You might lie down to relax and suddenly remember taxes, that weird dream you had last night, and that embarrassing thing you did in middle school. People don't get trapped in this circus because they're lazy or weak. The brain hates silence. It thinks being busy means being safe. The brain circus of doom's ticket price. You spend 30 minutes trying to rest and end up fighting a mental battle with a dozen noisy, stressful clowns that won't let you sleep. So if your quiet moments feel noisy and chaotic, it's not weakness. It's your brain running wild, searching for control in a still world. Number 3. The ghost guilt gremlins. Ever suddenly feel bad about something tiny from years ago? This isn't your conscience, this is shame echo. It's like your brain digs up old receipts and says, look what you did, fool. A calm mind says that's old news. A guilt-soaked brain says you ruined everything. You might think, why did I say that rude thing back in college? People don't do this because they love guilt. They do it because the brain thinks shame is protection against future mistakes. The gremlin's gift, you start apologizing to people who don't even remember what happened. So if silence brings up guilt ghosts, it's not a flaw. It's your brain overprotecting you with a whip of regret. Number 2. The background anxiety radio. Ever feel nervous during silence, even when nothing is wrong? This isn't sensitivity, this is ambient fear. It's like your brain is a broken radio that only plays static and scary news. A peaceful brain says, enjoy the moment. An anxious brain says, something bad is probably coming. You might sit in your room feeling weirdly tense, thinking something's off. People don't feel this way because they're dramatic. They do it because silence removes distractions, and then anxiety grabs the mic. The result, you start checking your pulse, your phone, your locks, anything. So if silence makes you feel like danger is nearby, it might not be paranoia. It might be your brain mistaking peace for a trap. Number 1. The Overthinking Ringmaster. Ever sit quietly and your brain starts overanalyzing everything? This isn't just daydreaming, this is mental overdrive. It's like your brain becomes a circus ringmaster yelling, "And now let's overthink breakfast." A calm brain processes one thing. An overthinking brain tries to solve all of life in 10 minutes. You might sit there thinking, what did she really mean by that message? Or did I ruin my chances by saying that? People don't overthink because they're broken. They do it because the brain wants certainty in a world that never gives it. The ringmaster's chaos. You waste hours mentally arguing with people who aren't even in the room. So if your silence becomes a brainstorming storm, it's not a personality defect. It's your brain trying to control the uncontrollable by juggling thoughts nonstop. And that's all for today. Your brain might be weird in the silence, but that doesn't make you broken. It makes you human. These thoughts, they're not weakness. They're signs that your brain is active, alert, and trying very badly to help. I'll be making more videos like this. Hit that subscribe button and like this video to see me again. And if next time your brain gets creepy in the quiet, you'll know exactly what's going on. For now, take care and thank you.